Welcome everyone, Dylan Gemelli here today with a brand new video for you, and today we are diving into Steroids, the series, and today's topic is steroid dosing. More is not always better. But before we get into that, I want to give a big thank you to everybody supporting the channel. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel, and after you do, make sure to hit that bell notification so that you don't miss out on any of the new content that I'm pushing out so often. And also, everybody, hit that like button if you're enjoying the channel. It goes a million miles to help the channel grow, and these little things that you do for me will allow me to continue to produce the best content I possibly can on a more regular basis, which you clearly see I've been doing because of all the growing support. So if you could do that for me, I would truly, truly appreciate it. So let's jump into this one. This is a topic that is sensitive to me, and I want to really stress some things to everybody out there. So, steroid dosing, more is not always better. What does that mean? So, I know that I'm a little bit more conservative on my dosing. I get it. But there's a reason for that. And it's not because, oh, well, Gemelli can say that because he's not very big. That has nothing to do with it. This is not about my use. This is about you. This is about thinking long term. This is about thinking about your future, your health, your longevity. This is thinking about how you perform on your cycle. Look, there are people out there that do not care nor think about tomorrow. They literally live for that day, and all they care about is getting big or how's my body that day, etc. Look, I am the first one to tell you how important how my body looks and how much it means to me, etc. Trust me. It's one of those things that I will probably never get over, and it's something I think about every single day, and if I notice one thing off, I am all over it. But I also think about long term. I don't want to take this, and this and create problems for me in 5 or 10 years. I want to enjoy my life in my 50s and 60s. I want to be able to do the things that I want to do without having nonstop injuries, medical problems, things like that, hindrances that come up in life. When I run a cycle, I don't want to feel like crap the entire time and not even be able to work out half the time because I'm filled with side effects. I don't want to gain a bunch of water weight that's just going to go away and make me look big for a few weeks and cause me more problems because I'm yo-yoing my weight up and down. These are not things that are good. They're not. You have to think long term. And also, things like Trenbolone, Deca, people want to run these so high. I see people thinking they need 750 milligrams of test or a gram of test. You don't need that much to make good gains. You don't need that much to really, really show improvement. A little bit goes a long way with damn near all of them. There are a few that need to be ran a little higher, and I get into those. Masteron, Primabol, and Equipoise. Those need a little bit more than what you would consider a moderate dose. But you have to understand something. These compounds, and you'll see people recommending crazy absorbent amounts, and if you find yourself looking at that and going, man, that seems like a lot, or that just seems like this, and this, ask. Look into it. Think about it. Look at the person. See their knowledge. See what if they actually show that they know something or if they just don't care and they're all about getting big right now and not caring about anything else. My goal is to teach you about longevity, to teach you about health, and still make gains in the process. You can do both. You absolutely can. But you have to understand that many of these compounds do not need to be ran so high or so long or abused. These are to be cycled. They're to be ran properly. They're to be respected. You don't go in and disrespect these because they will disrespect you back 20 times more than you disrespect them, if not 100 times more, depending on the compound. I see people running crazy amounts of things at times, and it bothers me on so many levels because I don't want them to hurt themselves and I don't want them to encourage others that this is okay types of behavior. Look, things like Trenbolone, for example. Some people get mad at me, but I don't care. You don't need more than 400 milligrams of Tren or Deca to make really, really good results. And something like Tren that has so many different side effects, you can mitigate a lot of it. You're not going to avoid them all, but you can sure mitigate and cut down so much of the problems that you're likely going to occur by running these absorbent doses that are ridiculously too high that you just don't need. I promise you. Look, I'm not going to go in there and tell you to waste your time and your money and run stupid dosing too low. I don't do that. But I can tell you, you don't need a gram a test. You don't even need 500 milligrams a test. I don't know who came up with that number, but that is absurd. You absolutely, 350, 400 milligrams a test can avoid a lot of estrogenic side effects and still make absolutely tremendous gains on those. Absolutely. I've seen it for over a decade. All right? This isn't just, oh, Gemelli doesn't care about size. Gemelli does care about size. Gemelli made a video talking about his own wants and needs, but I don't factor that into what I recommend or coach other people. That has nothing to do with anything. I will tell you in my experience, but also preface that with, but this is my goal and this is what I'm after. See, people get onto this thing where they preach and teach, but it's only about what they want and what they did and their effects. I have learned over the years that you cannot do that. There is no credibility there. It's not helping anybody. You can stress that it's your opinion or your thought. That's wonderful. We need that. But in my experience, it's from coaching thousands and thousands of people. It's from watching blood work. It's from teaching people on forums. It's from hands-on coaching. That's where I get these numbers from. It's not just, well, Gemelli did this, or, well, you've ran everything and you're this weight, da da da. Look, that's for personal use and personal preference and what I want, etc. But when I teach you something, it's not based upon what I want. It's based upon what you want and the things that I have observed and learned. And I promise you and tell you that more is not always better. And in fact, most of the time, it's more detrimental than better. It all comes down to the compound of what you're running, but it also comes down to you. Some people can handle certain things a lot more. Some people have pre-existing conditions. Some people have family history. There is a line of things to go down and go over. Just because one person does something, everybody is completely and utterly different. You have got to remember that when you're looking at things, that we're all different. We all respond different. And hey, we all got different wants and needs. Not everybody wants to stay just cut up, shred up year round, and not everybody wants to be a 500-pound meathead. If that's what you want, that's what you want. Cool. Look, we don't need to judge each other on our goals here and what we want. That's ridiculous. We're all supposed to be on the same team here. All right? And people, for some reason, don't want to think that way. I do. Just because you're a bulking person and I'm not, doesn't mean I don't respect the hell out of you and realize that I'm still going to coach you and teach you the right way just because we have a different want. That doesn't even make sense. I see people hating on each other for one person this or that. Why? Why? Why would we ever do that? Why would we not encourage and learn from each other? So I am simply trying to teach you, I hate to say the right way, but the more... And it's not even this conservative approach. It's a more thought out, safer approach with long-term thinking is what I would call it. So that's what it is. Just remember that you don't have to run crazy doses to get really good, big results. It's not necessary. If you have questions on dosing for certain things, protocols, all you got to do is email me. That's it. So it is what it is. But Steroids, the series, will continue, and we'll continue to do interesting topics over and over again for you. So that being said, stay tuned for plenty more to come. Dylan Gemelli, signing off.